Hi everybody, I'm Tracy. Welcome to my channel. So the purpose of today's video is very straightforward. I'm going to be comparing the new Sonia G soft cheek brush. It's not technically a new brush, it's just a new batch that she's released. It's actually sold out now, but I read her blog and she said that there should be more coming your way. So I wanted to compare the old one that I got, I think it was like summer of last year, to the one I just got yesterday. So in her blog, she said the main difference between the two, or I guess the only real difference, is that she's using a different manufacturer to make these brushes, because the hairs that are in these brushes are very long, and so I'm pretty sure they're dyed Psycho goat hair. It doesn't say on the listing of the product, but that's just what I gather from what I've read. So I'm going to go over the differences and show how they work in comparison to each other, and then compare them to some of my other cheek brushes that I use that are kind of comparable if you guys are in the market for a cheek brush. And then also I'm going to show a couple of fairly new products that I've been really enjoying. So with that said, let me figure out how to get you guys a good look at these brushes. So there you go. So this is the old one and this is the new one. So right now they look different. So as far as the specs go, they're the same. They're 38 millimeters of dyed Psycho goat hair, and they have a round ferrule, so it's not pinched. So if you can see here, it pretty much goes fairly straight up when you first get it. So I haven't washed this. I used it once today, but what happens after you use and wash it, it gets fluffier like that. And so I'll show it to you guys like this. And one thing that I do notice, and I can't confirm this, but the new one feels and looks much sparser. So this one, even though I know it's been used and washed a few times, I've only maybe washed this twice. I try not to because I know these hairs are really fragile. It does feel a lot sparser than this one. And like if I feel it in my hand, and even if you look at it, it just feels like that. Sorry, I'm having a hard time focusing. There, see, it just seems like more hair than this one, if you guys can see that. So I'm really glad I have the old one. I don't regret getting the new one, because if anything were to happen to this one, I would be very devastated, because I really enjoy using this brush. So I'm going to also show you guys how it works. I know I did this with my last one, but I wanted to go over this product a little more. It's the Shiseido Inner Glow Cheek Powder in Alpenglow 06. This is $29 and it's made in Italy. There's 4 grams or 0.14 ounces for $29. So it's kind of like a blush and highlighter in one. It doesn't swatch well at all, so I'm not going to swatch it for you guys. I'll just show you guys what it looks like with each brush. And you kind of have to put a lot on, because it's pretty sheer. But one good thing is it's never going to look like too much. You really are going to have to overdo it. So that's the old one. I'm going to use the new one with the same brush. So it's not really an equal comparison because this one is new. So I can tell the bristles are much firmer. The other one has a lot more give because it's more fluffed out. So this one will actually get better as I use it and wash it more. But if you guys are wondering if you should get the new soft cheek, just so you guys know what you're getting. So that's the difference. I think it looks, I would say the application is a little stronger with this side just because the bristles don't have as much give. And this one I've been using it and I'm just used to it, so I think it looks a little different. This is more dispersed than this side. And now let me compare it to, I already compared it to the Hakuhodo G5538, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show it against the classic cheek from the Sky face set. So it's pretty much like a longer and rounder version of this, and with dyed hairs. And this is a great brush. I just don't use it that much because I have this other, I have the soft cheek brush, but I did use it a lot when before I had the other one. So that's that. And then if you guys have the Designer Pro, I guess if you had to compare it to one, it's kind of like the Designer Pro. It seems like there's about the same amount of hairs, and I believe these are the same type of hairs. They're dyed Psycho goat hair, but she did list some of her brushes as brown Psycho goat hair. I don't know if that means it's dyed or it's just naturally brown. I haven't been able to figure that out. And this Designer Pro is pinched, and this one is, again, it's round. And this one I use it for highlighter or under eye powder if my other ones are dirty. I don't think I've really shown this one in action, so I'll do that really quickly. And I'll use the the e.l.f. Bite Size Cheek Duo. I'm going to just use this highlighter here. This is the color Watermelon, and I really like this palette, and it's only $3. So that's kind of what you can expect with the Designer Pro. It really does put highlighter on very evenly and very lightly. So it's not going to have a very strong application, but if I were to put another layer, it would have a stronger application. And then let me show you the Soft Cheek, how that does highlighter, if you guys were interested. Now with this brush, I would put a little less than you would with the other brush, because these bristles are much firmer. This one is more tightly packed, so it is going to give a pretty strong application. So I don't know if you guys can see it very well. My skin is really dry today, so my makeup is actually not going on very well. I think I forgot to put moisturizer on my face last night. I think that's what it is, but it's also very dry here. Really quick, one last product that I've really been enjoying that I know I mentioned briefly is the Shiseido Essentialist eyeshadow palette. So it has, this is the color Miyuki Street Nudes. There's about I think 8 different palettes, and this one comes with 3 mattes, and this dark one is a shimmer, but it's a very subtle shimmer, so it's not gonna look very sparkly on the eye. And I wore this in my last video and I'm really liking it. I would say though, if you have a medium to deep skin tone, these aren't going to show up on you, and maybe this one will, but these two here, they barely show up on my eyes. I have to really build it up, but I've actually been really enjoying kind of like taking my time with my eyeshadow if I have the time. And then I have another eye brush. I literally just got this, so I'm not really going to say much about it. I'm going to use it for a few weeks before I talk about it and tell you guys what I think, but it's the Chikuhodo GSN 9. It's the smaller, flat squirrel hair eye brush. And I really do like this handle. They're much longer than my other brushes, like the Wayne Goss. See, it's much longer. I'll say almost like an inch and a half longer, and so it's very luxurious. The one downside is it sometimes hits the mirror when I'm using it, but I don't really mind. So anyways, that's really all the new products that I have to share. I hope you guys thought this video was helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. All right, bye.